A radar transponder beacon, or RACON, is a transmitter-receiver device installed on a fixed navigational aid. When interrogated by a vessel's radar signal, it automatically transmits a distinctive coded response. This response is displayed on the ship's radar screen, enabling identification of the navigational aid while providing range and bearing information.
When a RACON receives a radar pulse, it automatically responds by transmitting a signal on the same frequency band as the interrogating radar. This may be 3 cm radar, known as X-band, or 10 cm radar, known as S-band, or in both wavelengths. The return signal produces a distinctive image on the radar display. On the normal PPI radar display, this appears as a short radial line composed of dots and dashes, forming a Morse code character. The coded signal radiates outward from the position of the beacon. This means the Morse signal will appear on the radar screen extending from the beacon in the direction opposite to the vessel's position.
So how can we determine whether a RACON responds to 3 cm radar only, 10 cm radar only, or both wavelengths? First, let us examine this chart. This shows the 1-fathom bank traffic separation scheme, which serves as the entry to the Malacca Strait for eastbound vessels and the exit for westbound vessels. Let us take a closer look at this section of the chart. Assuming our vessel is eastbound, and this is the planned route. Along 1-fathom bank TSS, there are several navigational aids. As shown in the chart, this one is a radar transponder beacon transmitting a Morse signal T. Here is another navigational aid with a RACON transmitting the Morse signal O, and another one is here, transmitting the Morse signal M.
If the ship's present position is here, a beam of this buoy, let us assume that these 3 RACONs respond only to 3 cm X-band radar. The radar echo from this beacon will appear as a dot on the radar screen. Since the RACON is triggered by the X-band radar pulse, it automatically transmits a Morse symbol, which is displayed on the radar screen. The signal radiates outward from the beacon in the direction away from the vessel's position. In this case, it shows 1 dash, representing the Morse symbol T, as indicated in the chart. The radar echo of this beacon will also appear as a dot on the radar screen. Since it is equipped with a RACON which transmits Morse signal O, this signal is displayed as 3 dashes on the radar screen. The signal also radiates outward from the beacon in the direction away from the vessel's position. This RACON transmits Morse signal M, which appears as 2 dashes on the radar display. The signal also radiates outward from the beacon in the direction away from the vessel's position. Assuming this is a RACON transmitting the Morse signal K, represented by the pattern da-dee-da, the dot in between dashes may appear as a short dash on the radar display. This ensures they are not confused with normal radar echoes, which are displayed as dots. This is what the radar display looks like when these RACONs respond to X-band radar. As I mentioned earlier, in this scenario, the RACONs respond only to 3 cm radar. If we use a 10 cm S-band radar, only the radar echoes of the beacons will be displayed. The Morse signals will not appear on the radar screen.
It is essential to identify these RACONs on the radar display, as they are vital references for primary position fixing during coastal navigation. They can be used for fixing the ship's position by radar bearing and range, or by 2 or 3 radar bearings. These RACONs can also be used for parallel indexing during voyage monitoring. To determine the frequency to which these RACONs respond, refer to the Admiralty List of Radio Signals, Volume 2. If we examine the table of contents, the details of radar beacons can be found from pages 14 to 135, while page 136 onwards covers the satellite navigation system. On page 72, under the west coast of Malaysia, we can find the details of Permatum Sidepa RACON, also known as One Fathom Bank Lighthouse. This is the geographical position of the radar beacon, which can be verified by plotting it on the chart. The detail shows that this radar beacon responds to 3 and 10 centimeter radar. This means that once the RACON is triggered by a radar pulse, it automatically transmits the Morse signal O with an approximate range of 20 nautical miles. As a result, 3 dashes will be displayed on either X-band or S-band radar. Going back to page 72 of ALRS Volume 2, we can see another Permatang Sidepa RACON, indicated as the south beacon, transmitting the Morse signal M. If we examine the chart, this is the radar beacon. To confirm that it is indeed the same radar beacon, we can plot the geographical position provided in this publication on the chart. It is indicated here that this radar beacon responds only to 3 centimeter X-band radar. If we are using S-band radar, only the return echo of the beacon will be displayed on the radar screen, and the Morse signal M will not appear on the radar display. Now, if we examine again page 72 of ALRS Volume 2, under the west coast of Malaysia, there are no details about the radar beacon that transmits the Morse signal T. The primary reason for this is that this publication is outdated. Since I do not have the latest edition, let us refer to the Admiralty List of Lights and Fog Signals 2023 edition. On Area 5, under Malacca Strait, Peninsular Malaysia, this section provides the details of the beacons along One Fathom Bank TSS. It shows that there are 3 RACONs, as indicated on the chart. This is the RACON we are looking for, flashing white every 3 seconds. We can see here that it has the same light characteristics. It is stated that the details of this RACON can be found in ALRS Volume 2. Since my copy is outdated, let us examine the passage planning guide for Malacca and Singapore Strait. If we examine the diagram for Leg 1 approaching and entering One Fathom Bank TSS, we can see that this is the radar beacon, transmitting a Morse signal T. The frequency or wavelength through which this RACON responds is not indicated here. If you have the updated ALRS Volume 2 and have checked it, please leave a comment regarding its wavelength. That's all for now. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.